Unknown. Okay. So make sure you guys have your name in your Telegram as your username so that we can identify uh, who is what do you call it? Who is
Registered.
a member, and who's registered and who is under who. All right. If you don't have your name, then Telegram doesn't allow us to click go over.
Wait,
Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah, I
So,
was going
mhm.
those usernames you was talking about, like you and I looked at mine, and can I change it?
You have yours. Yeah, you can change. Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't know where that ending came from.
Yeah, we can change after this morning session if you like.
Thank
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am thrilled to be here with all of you from across the globe. You're either here physically or you are watching this video. Either way, we love you. We appreciate you for being here. This morning, we have a wonderful uh, guest speaker. She's also a member of our Promise United community, and she's an expert in her field, financial field. And we are glad that she is willing to teach us about financial education. And her name is Rosa-Lee. She has many years in the industry, and we can learn a lot from Rosa-Lee. So at this time, I would like to give the floor over to Rosa-Lee. She's from Canada, and she can definitely tell all of us more about her. So welcome, Rosa-Lee, and thank you for being here. We appreciate you and love you for being a part of us.
Thank you so much, Summer. I appreciate your intro so much. Love and appreciate you too. And yeah, I know it's been a short time since we met each other, but it really does feel like a community here. And I just want to thank you for inviting me and welcoming me with open arms. And yeah, I'm super excited for today. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think it's going to be good. I understand there's people here from across the globe, so I'd love to hear in the chat where everybody's from. In the meantime, Summer, how much time do I have? I just want to set a clock here.
You can have a whole hour. We tend to stay longer. I believe Elle invited some people to learn more about the ton booster afterwards. So yeah, a whole hour. Take your time and no need to feel nervous. I know that first time to everything is always nervous, but you're among friends and family.
Awesome, I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'll probably only need 15 minutes depending on how many questions there are. And I'm definitely interested in the crypto part after, so the ton part. I
Okay.
definitely love to learn that part. So
All right.
so yeah, I probably only am gonna take about 15 minutes.
Gotcha.
So yeah, well, Gadsden AL, is that like Alabama, or I'd love to hear where you guys are from. And if you can put your camera on, that'd be great. I'd love to be super interactive within this presentation, quote unquote, conversation. Uh, yeah, so welcome, Al. I'm so proud of you for having your camera on. You're in our country here in Canada, Canada, Canada. It's getting pretty bad here. Toronto, yeah, I lived in Toronto for a couple of years, and yeah, it's great to see your faces. iPhone, Albert, good to see you. Catherine, Nicole, Josie. Yeah, it's great to see you guys this morning or this afternoon, wherever time zone you're in. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my presentation. One of these days, it'll be you if you haven't done this already yet with Summer's group here. And this is really good community, actually. when I first got introduced to this community, it was through a friend named Kim. You guys might know her already. I don't see her on, but yeah, I'm just looking here. Yeah, so when I got introduced to this community, it was through Kim. She's also here in Canada. And I love that. Pennsylvania, California, USA. I love it. So we have some USA people here, some Canadians. I love it. Great group. So yeah, when Kim introduced me to the group and then I met Summer and Summer showed me the vision of this group, I was blown away because I've been in other communities before, similar, but not similar. Summer has such a vision and she knows exactly how she's going to get there. And she showed me on a slideshow, step by step, she back engineered how her vision looks and the steps it's going to take to get there. And she introduced me to that and showed me her vision. And I have goosebumps right now just thinking about that slideshow, Summer, when you were showing that to me. It really made me feel special to be a part of that community, a part of your community. And this really is like a family community. So I also want to incorporate that into how my business and my life is similar to how I help families. So speaking of growth, the way that this community is going to be growing, 3 years ago, I just have been in this business for 3 years. It seems like such a short amount of time, but if you ask Kim, 3 years ago when I met her, I was shy, I was an introvert. I never thought I'd ever be on Zoom calls, walking across stages, speaking in front of 300 plus people on stages. I never in a million years thought I'd be doing anything like that. But since starting in this business, it's not just about insurance and investments and number crunching and mortgages. Like, that's not what this business is about. This business is about growth. It's about networking with other people. It's about looking yourself in the mirror and thinking, I deserve this. I can do this. It's also about how I can learn for myself, my family, and my family's future and my future, but also helping other people. And I believe that our purpose here on this planet is to be of service. Does everybody agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. We're here to serve other people. The more we focus on serving and helping other people, it's going to automatically come back to us tenfold. So 3 years ago, I was this shy little introvert. I was,
And now you are a swan.
You're so sweet. Summer, I love you. Oh, thank you. So I was laid off. It was in the middle of a pandemic. I was over $40,000 in debt. I had zero life protection, zero income protection. I essentially had zero savings and I had zero net worth. Where was I going with my life? I needed to find a purpose. Sometimes we take a step back and we look at ourselves, our life, and we're on this hamster wheel of not going anywhere. And it's like, what are we going to do with our lives? But it's not about what am I going to do with my life? It's like, what choice can I make right now? Where am I going to plant my flag so that I could fix it? There has to be a point of, this is what I need to change so that I can fix my life. So 3 years later now, after being in this business, I'm speaking on stages. I've won multiple trophies and medals and plaques from my work. I've helped approximately 25 families protect their income, get out of debt, and they're actually on track for retirement. Do we know anybody that's on track for retirement right now in this economy?
Nope.
No. It's because we're not going to the right place for financial education and for financial information. we want to go to somebody who's licensed. We're getting information. Where are we getting our financial information from? Broke friends, family, people that don't have a license. Typically, the broke people is where we're getting our financial information.
Gossips.
Gossip, Google.
Yes.
Google, right?
Rumors.
Exactly. So since getting started in this business, I've personally grown. Well, like I've gained a little bit of weight. I've grown personally. My brain has grown. I have gotten out of my comfort zone. That's why I'm encouraging people to put their cameras on. If you are not naked, you should have your camera on. We need to take this community seriously. We need to learn to get out of our comfort zone, right? If we're going to talk to people about this amazing community and we're excited for the community and we're excited to share it with our friends and family, we should take it seriously. We should have a pen and paper always on our desk in front of us. We should have our cameras on and we should be engaged, right?
Yes,
Tell me
ma'am.
if I'm wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I agree. So, like I said, I set myself up. I took some education. I took a course. And I got started in a industry that typically has a bad reputation because I knew that I needed that education for my family and for myself to get out of that debt, to figure out how the money game works. I have added $100,000 to my retirement. I've added $300,000 to my net worth. I am debt free. I have income protection. I've also set up my daughter and her family to be mortgage free in 10 years. I've done all of that in 3 years, people. 3 years. I was in accounting jobs all of my professional life. In 30 years, I did accounts payable, accounts receivable, financial reporting, everything like office jobs. Nowhere in any of those jobs did I learn how to personally save money, invest money, and how money works. In none of those jobs did I ever learn that until I took a course for a couple $100. Those courses that I took to learn accounting cost me 10 grand per course. And I needed 5 courses. So do the math. I spent so much money on those courses that didn't even teach me how money worked. So that's why I got started with this company, is because I knew I needed to make a change, but I needed to take it seriously. I'm gonna share my screen here to show you some slides. Let me see if I can figure this out. Figure this out and still see the chat. Okay. Okay, tell me if you can see my screen. Do you see a guy?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. I'm just looking for one more thing here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna figure out how to bring up the chat. There we go. Okay, so type in the chat if you can relate to how this guy's feeling right here. Right. Yeah, do you feel like this guy might be feeling a little bit of a pinch? Yeah. And what's on his mind is money. So our company is called World Financial Group. We have been around since, I believe it was I should have wrote it down. I didn't write it down. I apologize. I believe 2000. Because it was a company before, it was Transamerica before, I think maybe some of my US counterparts might recognize the name Transamerica. It's been around for a long time, but it actually split off in Canada and the US into World Financial Group. And so what I want to do by showing the slides today and helping with this presentation is I want to leave a really good impression about our company. Also, if anybody is interested, we can sit down after and do a one-on-one financial analysis review, because we tailor our financial reviews on a case-by-case basis, okay? This isn't a one-size-fits-all sort of deal. Also, at the end of the presentation, if getting started in World Financial Group as an independent licensed agent, if that's something that you are interested in, or maybe you have a son or a daughter or a cousin or a brother or a sister who is looking to get out of debt, who's looking for some financial education, this couple $100 course is a game changer. So if you know somebody who is interested in making some extra income, getting out of debt, and just learning how money works, that's definitely an option here as well, okay? So there's two options. We can get a financial review personally for yourself, your family, or number two, we can take a look at getting started as an independent licensed agent. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So yeah, I want to just really leave a really good impression about our company, because I love how our company works. We really help a person take a step back and take a look at where they're at. We look at debt. We look at cash flow. We look at job security, and we want to ultimately get to retirement, right? That's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to get to retirement. It's not to semi-retire and then have to go back to work, because there's other options out there. And when I talk about options, this is just some of the options that we offer to families. Now, World Financial Group is just the platform, okay? I have a license in my province, and every agent has to get a license, okay? Wherever you're going to do business, you need to get a license in that province or that territory or that state. But once you have your license, World Financial Group is the platform, and World Financial Group partners with multiple product providers and some of the best product providers in Canada and the US. And I believe we've expanded into the Philippines and a couple of other countries. So we literally are just getting started. Even though we've been around for quite some time, we are still getting worldwide. We are growing in other countries. I need to take a drink of water too. Perfect. So does anybody recognize this name at the very bottom here? It's Aegon. Does anybody recognize that? No?
Yeah, I've
You do,
seen
Summer?
that before. I've seen that before, only because I've been in the financial industry before as well.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you recognize that, because that company is actually one of the top 10 largest insurance companies in the world. They're based out of, they're actually a Dutch company that's been around since 1844. Sorry, I had a timer there. They've been around since 1844. And what they did, Summer, is they purchased World Financial Group platform in 2002.
Hmm.
So with Aegon being our mothership, I guess you would call it, they are backing the World Financial Group platform, right? So Aegon has 817.4 billion euros of assets under management.
Say that again.
Sorry, Albert?
Say that again. They have 18 billion.
1.4 billion with a B
Gotcha.
euros of assets under management.
Euro.
They have over 29 million customers worldwide. So this
Okay.
company, because they back World Financial Group, we know that we have this longevity. We know that we have this stability, and we know that we're not going anywhere because Aegon has a vision. Just like Summer and her community, they have a vision of what they want to look like 10 years down the road. They actually moved their head office from the Dutch community into, I believe, the Bahamas, because there was so much red tape that they couldn't offer us shares, like shares of the company, and they couldn't do like profit sharing. Like there was so many things they wanted to offer World Financial Group agents that they couldn't because of red tape in the Dutch community. They actually moved to the Bahamas, and now there's no red tape. Now they're starting to get into like, what can we provide to our World Financial Group agents to keep them happy, to keep them here, to keep them doing business, to keep them growing and expanding, right?
True. Right.
And this is why so many other product providers around the world are calling World Financial Group every day saying, we want to partner with you. And we are constantly turning companies down because we have a standard. We have a standard of what product providers we partner with because we want to have the best products and services for our clients.
Okay, now all these companies here listed, are they the only ones, or there's some more in the background?
There's more in the background, Albert. Thank you for asking that. This is just Canadian companies. This is just Canadian companies. I can actually show, bear with me one second. I can show you. I'll share. So in the United States, these are some of the companies. Do you recognize any of these?
Let me see here. Transamerica, Pacific Life, Nationwide, all I do recognize.
Yeah, so these are just some of our USA product partners that partner specifically with World Financial Group. And a lot of times people, they have this mindset where I'm just going to walk into Pacific Life and I'm going to do business with them. Well, I'm sorry, you can't. You need to go through a World Financial Group licensed agent in order to work with us. Some companies do that. Some of these product providers only work with clients through a World Financial Group licensed agent. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Years ago, I was with Transamerica.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really good company. Such a good company. Now I lost my other screen. Bear with me. There's a lot of screens going on my screen right now. Okay, so in this group specifically, what has, and you can unmute if you feel like it. So what has been your experience shopping around for financial services? It's not fun, right?
Mm.
Where do we start? Who do we call? Right? So as a World Financial Group agent licensed, I'm a broker. I'm a broker now, and I have these product providers in my cell phone. Those companies have a rep that deals specifically with your state, your province, and your specific area. Southern Ontario, Eastern Ontario. Those companies have a rep specifically for your area. That's how busy we are. I believe we have over 77,000 licensed reps just in North America. But have you heard of World Financial Group before? Not a lot of people have. That just means we need more people. That just goes to show how many more licensed agents we need, because there's people that don't know that we have these services. that we can offer these services. We can help get people out of debt. We can help people buy a house. We can help people get income protection. Because the banks aren't calling us. Are the banks calling you to provide financial education? No bank's ever called me. If I go into a bank teller, they're trying to sell me something that I don't even need. It's all over the internet right now. It's all over social media. People are complaining about how banks are just selling this and selling credit cards, and they're putting you in this and they're putting you in that. How can they offer those products when they don't even know your current financial situation? Have they sat down with that family saying, okay, how much debt do you have? Because I'm not giving you a credit card today if you have debt already. They're not doing that. This is why the world is in so much debt. There's nobody to give us guidance. And that's where I step in, because I have a license. I understand how the money game works. And I also have solutions for families. So I am a one-stop shop. My clients call me and I can offer all the solutions. All of the solutions that are on your screen. All of them. A one-stop shop. My clients can call me on a Sunday evening and be like, hey, where's my investments at? Give me a minute, I'll pull it up. Hey, let's book a meeting for Friday, right? This is what I love about my job. And this is where we start. A lot of people don't know where to start. Where do we start? Well, we're gonna sit down. It's not sexy, it's not fun, I get it. Nobody likes to talk about money. Nobody wants to come to reality that we're in debt, but it's okay. I'm the least judgy person. I was $40,000 in debt. Remember, I told you this. I was $40,000 in debt. I had no income protection, essentially zero savings. I didn't know how money worked. I didn't know how to save $5. But this is what I do is I sit down with a family. We figure out cash flow. We figure out debt management. We look at establishing an emergency fund. We get some proper protection. We do these 6 strategies. We talk about building wealth, and then we talk about preserving it. We want to preserve it, and we want to figure out tax efficiently how that's going to look on the back end, because there's going to be a day we're going to retire. That's the plan. But are we giving all of our tax to the government, or are we going to do tax efficient strategies so that our family gets the money? We get the money, not the government, right? So this is what we do is we figure out a financial independence number. So let's do a fun little exercise. It might take a couple of minutes, but if you have pen and paper, we're going to do just a rough estimate of what a financial independence number is. The financial independence number is that big bag of money that we're going to need at whatever age we're going to retire. And then we're going to retire. We're not ever going to have to work again. And we're going to live off of that bag of money, okay? We're going to melt that down for the rest of our life. We're going to live off of it. So here's how we figure this out, okay? How much money do we need per month when we retire? So I want you to write that down. How much money are we going to need when we retire per month? We got to remember there's property tax, there's fuel for your car. We're probably paying, who knows, for like a child's education. Figure out how much you are needing to live off of every single month when you retire. Does somebody want to throw some numbers in the chat? We got to remember we need groceries. We have to pay auto insurance. We have to pay for a vehicle, all that
10,000.
I'd say 15,000.
a month? That's great.
Yeah, I said 10,000 to retire
Yeah,
in luxury and still leave an inheritance to our children's children.
right.
I said 15.
You're saying $15,000 a month you're going to need when you're in retirement.
Per month.
Per month? Okay. So here's a fun little math thing. I have my calculator, which I super love. So $15,000, okay, per month times 12 months. That's $180,000 a year. Okay. Now, we plan on living forever. We want to live to 100, let's say 100, okay? Some people will be lucky to live to 120, but we're going to plan to live till 100. So we're going to figure out how many years, depending on how old we are now, or at 65, sorry. So at 65, if that's where you want to retire. So pick your retirement age, and then you're going to times this yearly amount by the years you're going to be living in retirement. So let's say you want to live to 100, but you want to retire at 65. Just as an example, that's 35 years, okay? So 180,000 a year times 35 years. I'm going to be retired. I'm not going to have to work. I'm going to live off that money the rest of my life. I need $6.3 million.
Well, let's get
I know
busy.
I'm blowing people's minds right now.
Let's get busy.
Let's get busy. We need to make money, right? So you know what? I get it. It's probably freaking us out right now. We're like, how are we going to get there? This is just an example, right? I know it's not fun, but this is how we just get to that reality of how are we going to get there? So we literally sit down, we make a plan. What are our dreams? Where do we want to be? What does our life look like in retirement? We back engineer it like a roadmap. When we're going on a trip, we type in the address in Google Maps and it tells us how to get there. This is how I help families. We figure out that financial independence number and we back engineer it. We put all the things in place that we need. We switch things around however we need to get there. Sounds exciting, right?
Yes.
Super
Yes,
exciting.
it sounds exciting to me because that's exactly what I'm planning on making a year, approximately 6.3 million a year. So what you're saying is right on time for me.
Perfect. I love that, Dave. I love that. I love that so much. So yes, that's exactly how we tailor this. We personalize a plan based on your needs, your wants, your desires, and your goals in the future, right, Summer? We have those vision.
Yes.
We're gonna back engineer that, and then we're gonna figure it out. And it's not sexy, it's not fun, but can you imagine that feeling that you're gonna get when everything's in place and you know that when that time comes, you're set and you're ready to go, right?
Yes, and one of the things that the World Financial Group does very well is providing these educations. There's a saying, if one failed to plan is failing to fail. And so most of us, it doesn't mean we didn't make money. We are still in debt and we still don't have financial planning because we didn't go through the education part of the financial part of the planning. And so it's very important what Rosa-Lee is saying here. I myself should and will go through this financial education program because it's so necessary, As people living in the US, many people wanted to know how they can avoid having to give everything to the IRS from their earning.
Exactly.
And there is a way, way, and the only one way that you can do it is through life insurance policies, financial policies.
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely educations that Rosa-Lee will be delivering to all of us is definitely a very necessary service. And I encourage you guys to, as we work to bring abundance to our community, we also need to get financial education so we can properly plan, not just for ourselves, but for our kids as well, and set them on the right track.
Right.
Thank you.
So then the second part is the business side of World Financial Group, where I get a license, an agent gets a license. Let me just go into sharing screen again. A couple more minutes here. So we talk about being a business owner. Most people have this employee mindset. I don't know if you can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. So most people have this employee mindset. And I think that's where I struggled the most when I first got started in this business, is I was really an employee mindset. I was so used to, and what I mean by that is I was so used to being told when to work, what to work on, right? And then when you become a licensed agent, you're now an entrepreneur. Now you're like, what do I need to do to work? What steps do I need to take? And how do I plan my day, right? So then I'm self-employed. Now I'm making my own schedule. I'm doing my own work, but essentially I want to get to be a business owner and an investor, right? So 90% of the workplace is on the employee side of the quadrant. And then 90% of the wealth is being a business owner or investor. So here's how I got started is I got a government license. I became an agent, and now I'm growing an agency, Summer. I'm growing an agency where I duplicate myself. I'm training new people how to become independent just like me, right? So how I get paid is we do not charge our clients for any time. We do not charge them for anything. If we partner a family with a product, that product provider pays us a commission. We are strictly 100% commission based, but we make money 5 different ways. We make it off of our own personal pen. So we do business, we connect a family with a product, boom, I make a commission. I make a commission also on trails. When that family has assets under management, those investment companies pay me a commission every single year for the rest of my life. And then we also get paid on renewals. When insurance renews, when your auto insurance renews, your broker makes a commission every single year for the rest of their life. And that's how I get paid as well, is renewals on commissions year after year for the rest of my life. And then I also get paid bonuses. Now, when I was an employee, my bonus was a $50 gift card to go buy a turkey at Christmas time. What kind of bonuses are we typically used to, right? Is those. But with this company, it's not like that. We make bonuses based on production. And then we also make money by building an agency. By training new agents, we get in the field with them and we make more commissions in that aspect until they are independent and on their own. So that's how we make money here at World Financial Group as licensed agents. So is there any questions?
You mentioned to get the education, it takes a couple of $100 for the course. Is that $200? And is that course provided by you, or do they go to someone else? Or
the course in Canada, just as an example, is $200. Yes, it's $170 plus tax, so it's around $200. The course is provided through World Financial Group. World Financial Group partners with a third party called Oliver's, and that's where the course is at. And that's in Canada. I can find out the US information if somebody wanted to message me. If anybody texts, I'll put my phone number in the chat. Oh, sorry, fat fingers. Putting my phone number and my email address in the chat. If anybody wants to copy that down. And then we can set up a time to either meet over Zoom, or we can just email back and forth. What I love about being a licensed agent with World Financial Group is they do all of our payroll, they do all of our compliance, they do all of our marketing, They provide us a website and an email address. They provide it all. I don't do any of that. I don't have to waste my time printing letterhead or figuring out compliance, and we're highly regulated. We are audited a lot. As you can tell by all the stuff that's going on in the banking world right now, the financial industry is highly regulated. There are a lot of rules when it comes to having a license, but it's the best thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Wonderful. Well, as we work to make money, it's definitely very necessary for all of us to get that education so that we can put our money in the right places and
agree.
be more prepared.
Thank you very much for the speaking time today, Summer. I appreciate it. And thanks for all the engagement. I love it. Albert, Danelle, and Dave, appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Growth all the way through this has been impeccable. Like I've
thank
seen you from when you started to where you are now, and I am so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, Kim. I was wondering where you were at the beginning. I didn't see you there, but yes, thank you so much.
Yes, I'm in a reading course in the morning, so I pop in when I can. Yeah, but I was listening.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Thank you, Rosa-Lee. You did a fantastic job. I certainly learned a lot. There are a lot of products and services in the financial industry that I believe all of us have absolutely very limited information on. Things like TFSA, what does that mean? RRSP, what does that mean? RESP, non-registered, mutual funds, retirement savings, post-secondary, universal life, par whole life, term insurance. I mean, the list goes on, and we have absolutely very little knowledge of these things. So it's very, very needed for this kind of education to be delivered to a community that is inspired to improve not only their financial life, but also their financial education. So thank you, and we look forward to hearing more and learning more from you. Thank you for your time. You guys have any questions, please do ask. If you don't ask, then we assume that you don't have any questions at the moment, but do take her phone number and her email. And if you are inspired by Rosa-Lee, obviously get a hold of her and ask her what she does, and then align yourself. We are in the crypto training center 24/7. We want to be someday. We want it to be a lively training center where we have engagement back and forth, a session of learning and engaging and sharing. So many people are isolated throughout the world, and they don't have a avenue to access information. And so we want to provide that avenue where anybody can, see what we're doing and come in to join us, either here in the live Zoom room or watching our videos and then reaching out to us. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hannah,
And I believe that Rosa-Lee is an asset to our community.
absolutely.
Because as our crypto portfolio grows and we're making money, she is the lady that can teach us what the RSP, what the tax-free savings, what the educational thing, how we can plan not only for our future, but the legacy that we leave behind. So I really, truly believe that her coming on as much as she can and teach about one topic and us just learning, because the more that we learn, the more that we get involved. And I'm just so grateful that she's here and a part of our community.
Absolutely. And thank you for inviting her. Thank you for bringing her. She's absolutely adorable. Rosa-Lee, do you have any agent working under you that's in the US? Perhaps you and that person can team up and serve our community.
Thank you, Summer. Thanks, Kim. You're so sweet. Currently, I personally don't have an agent in the US, but I have many colleagues that are in the US. I could make arrangements to have somebody from the US. Specifically, I believe she's in Nevada. I could ask her to do a presentation one of these days. She is high energy. She's the sweetest girl ever. So we could definitely do that. I just wanted to like circle back a little bit on something that Kim had mentioned, you know, talking about the crypto world and the education it's going to take to learn how to get on board with that. I just want to really remind everybody that this is a long-term strategy. This takes patience. This takes time to grow, right? For example, when we see somebody in the, you know, even somebody in the crypto world that like made millions of dollars, that didn't happen overnight. We just have to remember that it's going to take some time. This isn't get rich quick. This is I want to steadily and patiently learn as I go, and then things start to happen. And then there's the rule of 72. Things are compounding, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that, just to keep that in mind. Like, we're not here. This isn't a get rich quick. This isn't a instant overnight success. This takes education, learning, and patience. So please do take this seriously, because it's really going to open up our future when it comes to how money works as well. It's all intertwined, all of this.
Rosa-Lee, I'm 55. Is it too late for me to do planning?
No, definitely not.
What if I'm 70? Is it too late?
No. I have a client who's 72 years old, and I'm still teaching her stuff, and she loves it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
you. Well, hallelujah. Thank you. I will definitely sign up to learn. Those of you who want to learn with me, I encourage you to also seriously consider this financial planning. It's definitely a need. I know I need it.
And the best part is she's already here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And she will be with us for the long haul,
That's
learning
right.
and growing, because she is new to the crypto space.
Yes.
So we're teaching her things. And I really believe that when presenters come on and present their product or service, that there just needs to be more follow-up. There needs to be more, like, you know, like, teach us a little bit about a topic, teach us about the back office, teach us about what that looks like from their eyes, because we're all buying something and then all of a sudden those people leave and it's just like, now what? And then you take on the responsibility at teaching their product, where they need to come back and, hey, okay, let's schedule another thing and let's keep moving forward.
That's right. All right. Thank you very much. We are blessed to have Rosa-Lee in our family. Those of you who are here for the first time, you are in the Crypto Training Center. We are a train going forward into the future on many new and innovative products and services, and definitely with the Promise United community. So thank you for being here at this time. We're going to say thank you to Rosa-Lee, and then welcome Al Cunningham, who is anxiously waiting to share the Ton Booster program with some of you who still want to learn more. And so I'm gonna end this video recording and then record for the next session. So thank you.